Last time on the show, I gave a tease that our next film is going to take place at an all girls boarding school. Well, the film I had in mind does not take place during Christmas, but luckily this one does. Merry Christmas, my friends, and welcome back to Troglodyte Horror and Cult Film Review. I am your humble and cheerful host, Loki Jesse, and on this episode, we are talking about To All A Goodnight. Released in January 30th, 1980, this is the film that featured a killer dressed as Santa Claus. Now, this one came out way before Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I'll save that trivia towards the end of the film after the review. However, let's see. I found this film on Amazon Prime. It's also available on Tubi, probably Pluto TV, and this is a rare hidden gem. And this film does not get talked about as much as Silent Night, Deadly Night, or any of the other horror classics that happen during Christmas time. But luckily for you all, I am talking about it today on this episode. So let's get into it. Alright, my friends, now we're going to get into spoiler territory. So, if you do not want to know what happens, stop right now, get on Amazon or go on Tubi, look for the film, watch it, then come back here to finish this video. There's going to be spoilers and we're going to censor some things. However, if you want to see an uncensored version of this video, go ahead and join my Patreon for $1. Now, let's get into To All A Goodnight. The Calvin Finishing School for Girls. It looks like a nice house. I would want to live there. So this is how it begins with us hazing. It's like they're playing hide and seek or tag. Total dummy there. Looks like a person. Okay, so that's how To All A Goodnight begins. Okay, so here we go with people leaving for Christmas vacation. I wonder what kind of game they're gonna see, if it's baseball or football. Damn. Okay, so it's football. Looks that house looks so nice in the daytime. No, it's just gonna take care of the pussy. Something to remember me by. The red lane is used for loading. The white lane is used for unloading. The red lane is for unloading. The white lane is for loading. But come on, I'm just saying we should just talk about it. If we pick the right doctor, abortion will be the right perfectly fine. I like how that t-shirt right there with the bicycle is kind of like on her boobs. I love this girl. Here. She is so cheerful. She's my cherry pie. They'll all be dead soon. Okay, eggs, pickles, ham, cheese, lettuce, steak, fries, the bourbon, drinks. I think I already got the toilet paper. Okay. That picture looks nothing like her. Happy birthday to. Oops, wrong candle. No boys, remember that, girls. Yeah, stupid. So here the redhead is telling them that they have plans to bring one of her boyfriend is going to bring some guys to the sorority. Yeah, she just mostly's hungry for something right now. Estana! Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Eh. Nudity in the dark, in the moonlight. Hey, I don't think they could hear you. I think you need to scream more louder. Dun, dun, dun. Eerie music. Cigarette. Oblivious. Sit down there. There's no one behind me. Surprise! I'm sneaky now, teehee. She just walked right into it. I always hated you. So this is the prototype of Crazy Ralph from the Friday the 13th. He hasn't left. He's there. Talk shit about him in front of his face. She's still there too. She's right there, like talking shit about them, and she has. It's like she doesn't even notice. I mean, it's like that one family member that keeps talking shit when the person is just there in front of you, and she's never heard from again. They linger on her for too long, and she doesn't even drink the milk. So there just so happens to be an landing strip next to the dormitory. Okay, so this is probably during the daytime, and then they just probably put a filter on the camera to make it seem like if it was nighttime. It's a special flashlight. My dad gave it to me. So Santa turned it up from reindeers to an airplane. What the fuck? Ooh. Piece of shit, motherfucker. Tell me to stay with the damn plane. I'll stay with the damn plane. I'm gonna fly my ass out of here. TV all here. Once again, a beautiful shot of the house. Here we go. Awesome how the eyes roll. Go to your room, young lady. I could feel it in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Okay, that was funny. He didn't even take a hit. He just like looked at it and then just like gave it back to her. So what kind of kidder just leaves a knife there? A sloppy kidder. Okay, he's in position now. Here it comes. Just like that, one strike. It's time to be a man. There goes my boy. Okay, this kind of reminds me of a Pepe Le Pew cartoon. So after he gets, some nookie, he thinks he's a ladies' man. Now he's after the pure virgin. And cat and mouse came in. Now he's no longer a suspect. And of course, they're bringing in the cops. And that was To All A Goodnight. Now, when people usually think of a film that has a killer Santa Claus, their first thoughts go to Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now, that was released in 1984. To All A Good Night was released in 1980. However, if you want to get trivial and nitpicky, the first time a killer was dressed as Santa Claus was in the British horror Tales from the Crypt in the segment All Through the House. Now, that's if you just want to get trivial. But as far as like one huge film that features someone dressed as Santa Claus killing people, To All a Good Night was one of the first ones. And also, this was very at the beginning of the slasher craze. I mean, it took 2 years after Halloween for this film to come out, but this was pretty much at the very beginning of everything. And this also predates Friday the 13th because this film uses the plot of parents getting revenge at kids for letting their child die. So this film predates that. However, special effects artist Mark Sharton, I forgot his name. Let me just look here in my notes. Yeah, Mark Shoestorm. He says that this film was made in November, at the end of November and December. And he kind of remembers that because he says that everybody's watching the TV when John Lennon passed away. Well, not passed away, when John Lennon was unalived by Mark Chapman on December 8th. And he remembers the whole cast and crew by the TV looking at the news. So It's up to you if you want to decide if this film was released in January 30th, 1980, or if it was filmed at the tail end of 1980. That's neither here nor there. But this film did fly under the radar because it was basically shot and then it was had like a limited release. And basically this film also like not that many people knew about it. I mean like it was there like at the VHS shows when you go rent videos, but it was very poor quality and it didn't gain that much traction until years later when Silent Night, Deadly Night got released. But even before that, there was Christmas Evil. So again, this is a hidden gem. So as to say, well, I say, well, in my research, that's why I'm saying it. But anyways, but let's just say this is a great film. I mean, it follows the basic tropes of any slasher, but keep in mind that this film came out at the very beginning when the rules and the setup was still being made. Like nobody knew how to make slasher films good. Well, they were good, but they were just following like the same basics ideas that Halloween gave them, and also Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Black Christmas. And everybody looks at Friday the 13th as a film that kind of got it right. But this film again predates Friday the 13th. Well, some say it predates it, some say it doesn't. But all the tropes were there. You know, horny, drunk cottage kids. There's a killer there. Well, in this case, spoiler warning though, there's two killers. It's vengeful parents. And it's pretty good, I gotta say. I mean, the pacing's great. The characters are pretty much established. We know who's likable, who's not likable, and we really get a nice vibe and feel for them. At least some of them. I mean, they're there to get, axed, but still, we love this film. Well, I love this film. I enjoyed it a lot. And also the kills. For the time, they were so great. I mean, I don't, well, I already said spoilers, but still. I mean, the special effects, the effects for them, no CGI in sight. Everything was practical. And they were pretty original for the time. I mean, were they gory? Yes. Is it over the top gore as it is today? No. But still, it was pretty awesome. I mean, the part where they get that one guy that's making out and they put the wire over his neck and yank him up. Probably gonna have to censor that part so you can, but you can hear this one if you're watching this on Patreon. You know what I'm talking about. But still, this is a great film. The cast is very likable. I think they're likable, especially the redhead Leah or Leia. Damn it, forgot her name. But still, I liked her character. She was really funny, silly, goofy, and she goes nuts at the end. She's right there dancing and singing, and we get the main girl Nancy, who again predates. Like again, like she's basically like the successor to Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode because she was like the shy, innocent girl, and again we get a killer falling off a balcony, just like in Halloween. So I pretty much like this film a lot. Alright, now we get to my favorite part of the video. Let's talk about some facts and trivia. So, this film was directed by one David Hesh. Now, for those of that don't know, David Hesh was one of the killers, and but yes, he was one of the killers, and in The Last House on the Left, he played Kurt, and he directed this film. He was given the chance to direct this film and he took it. And he also composed some of the score because he's also a music composer. I did not know that. It was during my research for this film that I saw that he composed music. He composed the score for Last House on the Left. And I went way back on this. He basically wrote a song for Elvis. Let that sink in. David Hess, a character actor who's always played killers, murderers, and thief, wrote a song for Elvis. Let that sink in. The song that he wrote was All Shook Up. That was the number one song. Again, let's let that sink in for a bit. All right. So he directed this film. The shooting took about 10 days, and they were in a mansion in Santa Carla. Now, according to him, the house belonged to a drug lord who was basically stashing drugs. And they basically filmed there. They literally stayed there like throughout the whole shoot. Eating, sleeping, making the film, and then they had to leave. Now, I don't know if they used the house with the knowledge of said drug lord or not, but that's a pretty wild story there, I gotta say. So he's not, obviously, sadly, David is not here with us anymore. He passed around 2012 or 2011. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But yeah, he directed this film. And as I said earlier, Mark Shiro or Shoestorm, sorry if I said that name wrong, he basically contradict what the internet says that this film was released in January 30th, 1980. Because according to him, he says that this film was done within the last days of November and the beginning of December. And he firmly believes that because he says that him and the cast were watching TV on the day that John Lennon was shot by Mark Chapman. Or is it David Mark Chapman? I don't know. But still, there's some trivia there for the film. Now, the pilot was a porn star, and I don't know what his name was, but that's what I've looked in the trivia notes on IMDb. Jennifer Rubin, this is like one of her early films, so she got her start here. She went on to make a big name for herself, and I looked at her credits, but I didn't really write them down, so I don't know much about her. But as we bring this video to, as, but as I bring this video to a close, I gotta say that To All A Goodnight is a very great film. I think it's a great film. It's one of the early slashers of the 1980s. Again, when everything was just starting and the rules were still being written and everything was just being thrown at the wall to see what sticks. This film is very good. It's very enjoyable. I like the characters. I like the kills. I like the concept. I like the fact that it was made by David Hess. So I highly recommend this film, and I recommend that you put this on your holiday watch list when it comes to horror films in Christmas time. Now, if you agree with me or disagree, please leave your comments down below. I love to read those and see what you think. I mean, have you seen To All A Goodnight? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I mean, did you also know about David Hess? Did you know he directed this film? Did you know he wrote for Elvis? Do you know more trivia that I know about this film? Like, is there stuff that I missed? Please let me know down in the comments below. Also, remember, please do all the fun YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Merry Christmas. That was I was going to say to all a good night. Yes, Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. I'll see you again soon before the year ends. I have a film coming up. Well, not my film, but I am going to do one final review for the year. And I think I know what it's going to be, and I can't wait for it to talk about it. So, yes, it is a New Year's film, and you probably know what it might be. I mean, it's a New Year's horror film, and it's one of the classics. So, if you know what I'm talking about, you're going to come back for the next episode. Thank you again, everybody, for watching this episode. Have a Merry Christmas, and remember to keep on shining.